Go.
Hello and welcome to Heritage Week 2020, The Power of Us. My name is Sundus and I'm a senior at Lansdowne High School. We are extremely excited about our fourth annual Heritage Week here at Lansdowne High School. We will use the activities this week to focus on how each of us play an important role in LHS. Heritage Week is a time for every member of our staff and student body to reflect on what it means to be a part of the Eagle Nation. Part of our celebration also includes a community service project. For this year's project, our school will be making blankets to benefit Operation Smile. We have an exciting program for you here today. I have the pleasure of introducing Seth Giscombe. Mr. Giscombe is a proud 2018 Lansdowne High School graduate. He is a rising star in the fashion industry here to share his experience with us. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Giscombe.
Hey, how you guys doing today? My name is Seth. I'm 20 years old. Yeah, as she said, I graduated from Lansdowne 2018, so that was only 2 years ago. So here I am talking to you guys today. Very excited. I was supposed to be there last year in person, but I had at that time I was still in school and I had midterms the same time you guys have Spirit Week and everything. So today I'm just here to hopefully inspire you guys to just find yourselves after high school, because I know in high school it's just a bridge you have to overcome. After you get out of high school, it's such a feeling like you're like, oh, I've been in school for so long. A lot of you guys have options of if you want to go to college, if you want to just go get a job, if you want to go your own business, if you want to do a lot of things, go to the military, a lot of things you guys can do. So hopefully, what I say inspire y'all just to make better decisions, to know yourself better, so you can stand out in the world, because the world's a difficult place. I feel like you guys got to really know yourselves to grow and be the best you can become. Well, today I'm just going to be talking about my fashion design side. I'm really a fashion designer and a serial entrepreneur. A serial entrepreneur is someone who just runs multiple businesses. But today I'm really just talking about my fashion design side. So, first thing I talk about how I knew I had a passion for it. I started making my first garments when I was say in eighth grade, when I was still in middle school. My dad's from Jamaica. My mom's from California. So for both my parents, they grew up both the only people in their families that went out and went to go accomplish their dreams. Both of them went to college. My dad being an immigrant, he was the only one that could leave their little area. They moved to New York when they came to America, and he knew no one had the money to put him through college, so he went to the military to help himself. Same thing with my mom. Her siblings never finished high school for at that time. She was the only one that wanted to go outside her area and just went to grow. So they inspired me to do the same. So when I was in school, in middle school, a lot of my parents' focus was just on school. You know, as a kid, you only want certain things. You only want clothes, toys, games. That's all you want when you're just a little kid. But my parents, as they should, just focus on school. And you know, as a kid, you want Jordans, you want all the nice little stuff. But I really didn't have the opportunity. My parents still blessed me with stuff, but I wanted certain things. So I was just like, hey, I'm just going to design my own clothes, see what I can do for myself. So that's how I started in middle school. Over the years, it kind of grew. Started selling clothes from my cousin's company. Just started doing different things, playing around with clothes and everything. But I would say what got me very, very serious when I was 17. A lot of my friends in Lansdowne was always older than me. When I came into Lansdowne, I was taking English 10. I think y'all take world history, geography 2. I was taking that all in ninth grade. I was taking a lot of 10th grade classes in ninth grade. Plus, my friends were always older than me. So around the time when I was 17, I'm a junior. A lot of my friends that were older, some started getting arrested, some started going to jail, some started. A lot of things were just going on, and I knew for myself I had to make a decision. Hey, you about to be out of high school soon. You have to either decide if you want to talk about it, or you're going to be about it. So that's how it all started for real. When I was 17, um, I just got the ball running. I had the mission that I never wanted no one to put their own money into my company. Still to this day, no one has ever put a cent into my company other than me, because I don't like people having something above me, feeling like I owe them. So everything just came from me. I worked a lot of jobs for my junior year, just trying to hustle, just trying to get some type of money. There's a company in Virginia called RP55. It's a design distribution company for brands like Billion Boys Club by Pharrell, Hustle Game by Ti. It's right around the corner by Lynn Haven Mall. I started there when I was 17. I became their youngest intern. After that, I started my brand Giscombe, which is my last name, of course, and it's French. I'm Jamaican. It comes from my background. Um, Basically, my whole brand statement is about being not a trend, but it's a legacy. It being tied to my last name, it being tied to fashion. With fashion, a lot of people just want to be trends. A lot of people just want to be just for the now. They don't really care about the art craft. And I feel like just for the last couple of years, just in the fashion world, um, there hasn't been really a brand that really sticked around past the designer's death. That's really kind of an old house fashion things like your Chanel, your Louis Vuittons, your Dior's. Those type of brands live past the designer's death. A lot of brands that come out now, it's in for 5 years, it's in for 10 years, then it's out. So hopefully I can build something that just represents life, represents what inspires me. And I started that when I was 17. After that, I worked at a store in Virginia called Crane. Some of you guys may know that. I became their youngest employee ever at the age of 18. Um, After that, I moved to Atlanta. I went to Clark Atlanta University. That was at HBCU in Atlanta. And for the longest, I was not a fashion design major there. I was a business major. I was just trying to fill out different things. I later on turned to a fashion major, and then a year passed later, and I got the opportunity to do a Sprite commercial. Some of you guys may have seen it. Some of the teachers may have talked about it before, but I have a whole campaign with Sprite about being a fashion designer. It's called the Empire. Probably look it up on YouTube. They came to Virginia, did a documentary on me. A little bit after that, I started selling clothes in Japan, and here we are now. Now I'm online with you guys. Right now, where I'm at, kind of took a not a full year, but a couple months off of designing to match my mind with my creative mind. Because sometimes how your life is and just the business, you just gotta match up everything. Every energy needs to be matched up in your life because that's how you have easy flow with everything. You just gotta make sure everything is on the right path. You can't have this higher than this. You can't overshadow a lot of things that's important to you. You gotta have everything on the same level so it can just flow. So I'm in preseason right now with my brand because I took a couple months off and getting the ball running. But right now I'm talking to manufacturers. I'm really in production for all the pieces I've been designing for the last year. With some pieces talks about women's rights, some pieces represents energy, some pieces represents a lot of things. For me, my design process is trying to put art on clothes. And that doesn't come with painting on clothes per se, but that comes with treating garments like art pieces, trying to put reflection on the pieces, trying to still tell a story on the pieces. I wish I had more. I wish I had garments actually here so I could show you guys, but I'm in Virginia right now for the holidays and I live in Atlanta still. But right now my future goals, I'm actually opening other businesses. I'm opening up an entertainment label right now. Um, with that, we're doing a lot of events. We're trying to shoot a documentary next year. There's a lot of things, but it depends what's going on in the world. Everything still with them other companies are still invested by myself. I don't ever ask no one to help me because I feel like I don't know. It just means a little bit more to me when I just do it by myself, and it should to y'all too. Never do something for other people. Or always do something for yourself because at the end of the day, that's all you got is yourself and your own will. And you gotta have the will. Don't let no one tell you your future. Just because 10 years in your life, I know a lot of you guys are probably like 15, 14 to 18. So you guys probably been alive. There's a couple of years, but don't let them amount of years control the 60 more, 60, 80 more years that's going to be added on. You can change your family's history, you can change your history, you can turn everything around just by your will. You just have to have the will to do a lot of things. You gotta have the will to just believe in yourself and believe in your own decisions and just really listen to your gut. You gotta balance things out. You gotta just listen. You gotta really know yourself, really truly know yourself. You gotta really know what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. Some things are gonna be hard. There's a lot of sacrifices. There's a lot of times that certain family members are not going to understand, especially if you're in a family that you're trying to do something that hasn't been done yet. There's a lot of things that come with it, a lot of sacrifices. A lot of times you have to give up this so you can do that, and you just gotta really know yourself for real, for real. Um, who inspired me along the way? For me, my highest inspiration is Pharrell. Even though he came from Virginia, he's just around the corner. And when I started out at RP55, which is the internship I was with when I was 17, they had Billion Boys Club members. I held to such a high potential, and not high potential, high position, because the brand is very popular in Virginia. And I don't know, it kind of all just started with that. And then for real, I like people that do multiple things. I like people that's just not in one field. Pharrell's in different fields, and he is a goat. He is, his legacy is staying forever. He inspired the whole generation, a whole decade, and just I hope to do the same thing, just to inspire the masses. That's really all I'm about, just trying to leave a legacy more than a trend. Any questions? Anything y'all want me to elaborate on? Any stories that y'all want?
All right, so we don't have any questions in the chat just yet, but I'm going to ask you a question. So for our students that are freshmen and they are starting their high school experience for the first time, can you give them some pointers in terms of the best way to start out high school?
Best way to start out high school. Really watch who your friends are. Friends are gonna change throughout the years. There's gonna be life things going on, different friend groups. Just be open to different things too, because you never know what friend, who will be your friend past high school. You will be really surprised who you'll be like. Oh yeah, now we're friends, but we were not like that in high school. High school is only 4 years of your life. 4 years are gonna go just like that. Trust and believe. And then when you go to college, 4 years are just gonna go just like that, and then you're already in life. So what I would suggest, just know yourself. Start be comfortable with yourself too. You don't have to fit in with a certain group. You don't have to do certain things. Just know yourself. Know what you want to accomplish in these 4 years. If you want to accomplish to get this job after, if you want to accomplish to go to school, if you want to accomplish to get these seminar grades, know what you want and try your hardest to accomplish them. Everybody's not perfect. You will make mistakes. You will do things that you will laugh at 4 year later, 4 years later down the road. But just really just focus up on yourself and just really know yourself, know your own energy, know your surroundings, and just be surrounded by people just inspire you to do better, because that's what it's all about. And be inspirational yourself, inspire your friends too. It gotta go back and forth. Everything's 50-50 in this world. So I would just say to do that.
Okay, cool. And we have a question from Ms. Tyser. How much money do you need to start a business?
How much money you need to start a business? Mm, it really depends. Depends on the business, depends on the product, depends on, you gotta know your net income, how much money you're trying to make back, how much it costs for the product to be made. If you want, nowadays it's better to have a website, so you gotta put money into your website. A good website starter would be Big Cartel, Shopify. You guys want to do like that? Social media is a good place. Um, I would say you gotta really know your business. It's always good to have a little bit of more money just in case the product doesn't do good that first time you put it out, just to get some leverage, just to fall back on. Because you don't want to put out a product and it don't do good, and you're just like, okay, I lost all my money, now I'm gonna give up. You need a little extra just in case you can fall back on and be like, okay, that didn't work, but now we're gonna do this, and hopefully we can flip it. Um, out, and it also depends if you want to get trademark, copyright stuff for your first project. It all depends on your business. But I say, for me, I saved up just 1,000 and got the ball rolling. Really, if you're young, if you really want to start a business, don't take no excuses. Just get the ball running any way you can do it. Even if you got money, even if you don't, if you have a certain business and you really want to do it, where there's a will, there is a way to everything in this world. So with me, I just had probably under $1,000, just a couple of hundred, and I got the ball running. And here we are today. That's all I can say for real. For real, it's a blessing.
Awesome. And we have another question from Miss Ailstock. She said, what advice do you have to give aspiring artists or designers getting started in this area? Some kids think they have to go to a big city to get started.
You really need to know where you're trying to fit that in your lane. There's a lot of lanes. In this world, everybody has a mission. You really need to know yourself and know what you're trying to do with your brand from the jump. Because it's good just to sit back and kind of figure out what you want because it's easy to build that lane. So if I was a certain type of designer and let's say I only wanted to put out college tees or sports tees or something like that. But then I wanted to become like a more high fashion designer. Switching them lanes is a little bit difficult because a lot of people, if you get a fan base, a lot of people are just going to know you for one price point and you're switching to a whole other price point. So you really need to know which lane you're trying to be in and study that lane. If you want to be a high fashion designer, you need to study these things. You can go on YouTube. You can figure these things out. You can figure out what you need around your area. Like me, I had an internship. I worked at Cream. Later on, I became the youngest designer to be a part of Virginia's Fashion Week. I did that at 18 when I was still in high school. Um, you guys just gotta grow around your area and really be tied into the scene, the fashion scene, underground scene. Get with photographers. Uh, Figure out your vision. It's not gonna click just like that. It has to go over time. If you have commitment, it will build. It will, if you want to do something so spectacular, you have to start off small, and it will get there. It will take long. There will be bumps and bruises. A lot of plans will not go right, especially with products. If you believe so much in the product, you have to make the customer believe in it just as much as you. Sometimes that always don't match up. And you have to know this. You have to be willing to make them sacrifices. You have to be willing to be like, I'm willing to like give up a lot of my money for this. But I'm telling you, if you apply that pressure, know your lane, if you build on your creative side and open to a lot of ideas and always morphing with how the market is going, how the world's going, especially now, you will overcome a lot of obstacles and blessings will come. And have positive energy too, because that's important. You have to attract what you want for real, for real.
Okay, so we don't have any more questions in the chat right now, but I do have another question. So what has been your biggest roadblock so far, and how did you overcome that?
My biggest roadblock. Okay, let me think for a little. Hmm, I have it, but I'm see trying. It's a little touchy subject. My biggest roadblock for me was college. To be honest with you, college was it was biggest roadblock. I would say 2020 for real. For real, college with 2020 was a big roadblock for me because prior to 2019, when the year was ending, I started selling clothes in Japan. When I started selling clothes in Japan, it did really good. People have music videos with my clothes on. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I have people from Italy and Spain DM me, send me pictures of them wearing my clothes. But it was hard to deal with a business and college at the same time because once you're in school, that is your life. School is your life. And I would encourage y'all to go to school to find yourself, to know yourself. It helps with time management. It helps with building good relationships. It helps to figure out what you really want to do because a lot of you guys may have certain dreams like I want to do this, then you go to college and you be like, I don't think I can do that. You really figure out a lot of yourself when you're in college. But when I was in college, just trying to balance both and then course, we got hit with COVID. A lot of my opportunities got taken away from me. I was supposed to go to Italy and Germany in the spring. I'm not spring, in the summer, and I just had to make a decision of what I wanted to do forward. If I wanted to be in school and run a business or just run a business, and I decided just to run a business. Um, but you really need to know yourself to make them decisions. That became my own sacrifice, and I'm sacrificing a lot. But I believe in myself. I believe in my energy. I believe in the work I put in. So it's very important to know yourself, and that is like the most key thing I can probably tell you guys, to just know yourself fully. You gotta know everything about, not everything about yourself, because we're not perfect, but you just gotta know what you want to do in the world, and you just gotta be willing to just take those jumps. And I say that was probably my biggest thing.
Okay, well, awesome. We don't have any more questions in the chat at this point. Just due to the lag, let's give it just maybe a minute, and then let's see if any more questions pop up. And if not, then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, cool. Just let me know. Let's see if there's anything I should touch upon. Also, I would like to say, don't let 4 years of high school define you. You can overcome a lot of things. You can overcome a box. Don't let the mistakes you make in high school, don't let certain things get to you. Um, for me, don't let certain things, don't let certain relationships that fell out, don't let certain things get to you and get to affect that what you want to do in the future, because it's only 4 years. 4 years go like that. Just always grow, always go forward. Just for me, like when I left high school, I didn't win. I forgot what it's called when they give you them titles when you're about to graduate. I didn't win like best dressed or like most likely to win Walk on Hollywood Walk of Fame, but then a year later, I was actually on Hollywood Walk of Fame, premiering a commercial that I was in the whole campaign. So it's funny how life will work sometimes. Just really just stay focused on yourself and just don't let 4 years define you, but stay focused throughout all your life. It don't matter. It's 4 years, 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, 30 years. Just stay focused. That's all I gotta say.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Seth. We don't have any more questions at this point, but we just, again, want to tell you how much we appreciate you coming onto this call and sharing your expertise with us and your experiences. You have a pretty cool swag box heading your way from the school to say thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
And make sure you come by and visit us at Lansdowne whenever the time becomes better.
Of course.
But again, thank you so much, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Of course. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully next year I can come in person. I can talk to the kids face to face. I really wanted to do that. So just let me know. Thank you all for letting me be here today. It means a lot. You guys have a nice day.